Hey, cousins. Whoo! It's going to be a hot summer. It's going to be a hot summer. Clearly, the WWE is cooking with a lot of contradiction and confusion. AEW is trucking along. I actually watched AEW Dynamite Wednesday, and I tell you, that was some of the best sleep I've gotten in a long time. Let's give a round of applause for AEW Dynamite. I am interested in this whole Hurt Syndicate and MJF situation. I might dive deeper than that, try to get an understanding. You AEW guys and gals, y'all gonna have to get in the comments and help me understand what's going on, because I'm seeing some things and I'm like, oh word. Also, I know a lot of the cousins listen to other podcasts, and that is fine. But what I have to say is chapping my ass is if you come over here and tell me that I'm acting like or doing things like someone else. Okay. I'm not. I'm not. And to be honest with you, I've noticed that my format has actually gotten picked up on other podcasts. I've noticed it. Because prior to me doing what I was doing, folks wasn't doing what I'm doing. Okay? Everybody wanted to be the play-by-play guy. Everybody wanted to be the analyst. Everybody didn't just want to do the girl. Let me tell you what's going on. I'm talking to my cousins, like family type format. I'm seeing more and more of that. Now, I hope my comic, banners, which is a staple to my reviews and stuff, doesn't get lifted, but such is life. I can comfortably say that I am not like any other podcast. Now, do I have complaints and stuff? Yes. That is probably what we have in common. But for the majority, ain't nobody doing what I'm doing over here. Okay. So all I'm asking is if you listening to other podcasts, that's fantastic. You get variety. But please, if you see a comparison, you're going to have to give me a coherent reason why you would say something like that to me before I block you. So with that being said, listen, I want everybody to know your girl ain't sensitive. What I'm trying to do is cultivate an environment of intellectual conversation and thought. I'm not here for the little bullshit. Oh, you stupid. Oh, you restarted and all those little words and stuff y'all like to use. We not doing that over here. We all are adults. We work, we fucking, we got kids and all of that. So please act accordingly. Let's go ahead and dive into the big news. The big news that's going to be talked about for the next couple of months, because I get the feeling this ain't it. All right. Because while we're talking about this and you see the banner, I'm going to have questions about other stars. We already were here before, about 2 months ago, right? If you forgot, the whole Final Testament got disbanded. A couple of the girls and guys got released and stuff. And somehow Karrion Kross and Crazy Eyed Scarlett Bordeaux have survived this round cuts again. Somebody's really pulling for them. Paul Everskate. All right. So on May 2nd, that was Death Day for a lot of the wrestlers. And we're going to go in to all of that. It's also reported that at least 10 to 12 staffers were let go of the company. Among those was Christine Lubarano, the former senior vice president of creative writing operations. From my understanding, that was the last woman on the writing team. Did you understand what I just said? We're going to talk about the wrestlers, but this one, Christine Lubrano, the former senior vice president of creative writing operations, has been let go. That was the last of the Mohegans, guys. So we really are in the woods. Following day, reports slowly started to surface that revealed that WWE has started to cut superstars from its internal rosters across all brands. So as of May 3rd, this is the list. Of course, if more comes, I'm going to be right there to break it down with you guys. Make sure you are in these comments getting me together if I need to be gotten together, or agreeing with me if I need to be agreed with. First up, Braun Strowman. A lot of the guys and gals are confused by Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman was helping to get old boy over. I forgot his name. Fat boy from who's also Polynesian, helping him get over. And he ended up breaking both his ankles down to the pay-per-view. Braun Strowman was also helping get over Jacob Fatu. So a lot of the folks are kind of confused. What is going on with Braun Strowman? Bronson Reed, that's his name. I knew it was going to come later. I'm going to say this. I was never a big fan of Braun Strowman, but I will say he was one of the more successful rehires under the Paul Levesque era. Okay. The other successful hire was that of Nia Jax. Okay. This will be, is it the second or third time Braun Strowman has been fired from the WWE? Okay. Next up, we have Cora Jade. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Cora Jade never caught my eye, never did nothing for me. She came out with the skater girl gimmick, came out with the kind of AJ Lee-esque, I'm like you know, remember that girl that sang, why you had to make everything so complicated? Came out with that kind of aesthetic. Real 2000-ish type situation. And then all of a sudden the bitch got her titties done, put an earring in her lip, and it was to the moon. But then her and Roxanne Perez was always, getting in tag teams and stuff like that. And it just never really materialized for me. For me, it did not do anything. Am I shocked by Cora Jade? No. But what I will say is Cora Jade was being groomed to be the future of the WWE. I think there was more upside than downside to Cora Jade. I think there was more upside to downside to Cora Jade. Cora Jade could have easily slipped into that Saraya Paige aesthetic easy when you brought her to the main roster. She could have easily slipped into that AJ Lee. AJ Lee meaning wrestling? No. But AJ Lee meaning personality. Y'all could have tweaked what she had going on. I didn't really understand what Cora Jade's character was anyway. Braun Strowman, he turned into the freight train. He turned into the big man, the monster of all men. Problem with Braun Strowman is he is the only monster on the roster. Question I have for you is why the fuck is Omos being held hostage? Where is Omos? That's the question. Next one, Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe was a Native American, leaned deep into his roots, and I thought that was beautiful because we understand representation matters, right? Ain't that what the fuck y'all said? Unless it's a black person saying it, and then it's, oh my God, here we go. That's neither here nor there. Eddie Thorpe kind of got mixed up with the wrong podcaster recently. That dude with the cats in the basement who be talking about how his parents be beating each other up and he can't get a bitch. And he real riled up. And he's like 5'2" and driving Mustang. Yeah, that dude, him and Eddie Thorpe got into it because that dude said that he could not connect to Eddie Thorpe's character. And Eddie Thorpe said, well, bitch, it wasn't for you. It's for my people. You're a short white dude incel. That's why you couldn't connect. Okay? Gigi Dolan. You all said, and that one cousin, I haven't seen that cousin around in the comments because it always tickled me. Y'all said to push him because they had a fat ass. Yes, Gigi Dolan has a fat tail on her, but she also has a unique look. That is another person that you could have brought up to the main roster and she would have caught fire. There are too many girls that are muscle mommy enthusiasts. They love the dominatrix type shit. Put Gigi Dolan right next to Rhea Ripley and you got fire. Fire. You understand? Missed opportunity. Gigi Dolan's still young too. Gigi Dolan's still young. Jakari Jackson. This one, it just blew my mind. I'm like completely fucking confused. You had her with Lash Legend. They were on the main roster and they got a response. They got a pop when they were going against the tag team of Bianca and Jade Cargill. When Lash Legend stood across from Jade Cargill, the crowd said, yes, we would like 6 of those. I thought Paul Leviskay said, I do the focus groups with the live crowd. The live crowd said, those are 2 black women. They're big. We want that. We want that. When they were down to the pay-per-view and all the black girls got into a circle and Chelsea Green's silly ass was like, yes, and she came over there and they beat her up, everybody saw the black girl collective. Everybody saw it and they said, yes, we want that. We would like 17 of those. So what the fuck is Paul Leviskay seeing? Did I miss something? Lash Legend's still there. Jakara Jackson was learning and building. Why did you not put the titles on Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend? Why? That is a tag team. I'm never going to understand these tag team titles. And we have to really zero in on what the fuck is going on with them. I think I got an idea, but that's for another podcast. It's for another podcast. Question that we are having is, why couldn't Jakara Jackson go to Evolve? Why couldn't Jakara Jackson go to Evolve? You got that big, buxom ass, wobbly knee, tender kneecap ass bitch, Nakia Lyons. She got sent to Evolve. I got an answer for y'all if y'all want to know why. Nakia Lyons is advertised for the niggas. You understand? She is being thrown to the niggas. And before you say, what you mean? They tried to get her mixed up with Obafemi. They tried to get her mixed up with Ashanti the Adonis. She always backstage with them 2 young dudes, them 2 young black dudes. I don't know their name, but they're in a tag team. Always got this bitch talking crazy back there with the black dudes, which is fine, but make the shit make sense. Knees is like glass. Nothing about her is like, yes, she's just there. When she got injured, all momentum stopped and they could not light a fire behind Nikita Lyons. With all that being said, meanwhile, Jakara Jackson's coming up. She got an aesthetic. She has something that you could identify her by. She's the girl with the lollipop. You could have built her up. You could have took her to the main roster. Tweaked her aesthetic a little more. Give her more athletic, I'm out here doing it. Yes, it would have caught fire. But what the fuck do I know? Javier Bernal. Okay, I'm not even going to sit and act like I knew who Javier Bernal was. He was on NXT. Never seen the guy. Never seen the guy on live TV. And if he was up there, he must have was jobbing. According to his bio on WWE.com, the so-called big body Javi is brash, arrogant, and extremely talented. Javier Bernal made an impact when he first appeared on NXT Level Up and later transitioned to NXT, where he made even more waves, but this time with the NXT security personnel. Bernal is a thorn in the side of everyone he encounters and has endeared himself to his peers as they all want a piece of big body Javi. Do with that what you will. There's nothing I can really say anything about who that is because I've never seen him. Now, this is some crazy shit. Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang, they are under the group Gallus. Now, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, you know what? Gallus has been really busy, and I thought Paul Leviskay had a thing for grungy, beat motherfuckers up in a bar, ride a motorcycle type dudes. These 3 dudes are very interesting. So I'm going to give y'all a little history if y'all know about the Gallus situation. Gallus, the trio of Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang, has been released, right? We got that. Gallus was prominently featured in NXT at various times during their WWE tenure. In the NXT UK, they became one of the brand's cornerstone factions. The trio held the NXT UK Tag Team Championships for 510 days, cementing their place in the brand's history, later capturing the NXT Tag Team Championships in 2023. They also assisted The Rock in training for WWE's WrestleMania XL. Let me say it again. They also assisted The Rock in training for WrestleMania XL and received praise from Shawn Michaels during his time with NXT UK. They were the last featured as part of the Evolve brand, wrestling on April 16th, defeating Cappuccino Jones, Jack Cartwheel, and Jordan Oasis. Ain't that something? The Rock said, appreciate the effort, ideas, and hard work, boys. Till next time, keep kicking ass and see you down the road. Well, I guess the road has ended. We have come to the end of the road. Still, I can't let go. That's some crazy shit. I don't know what to say about that. Katana Chance, Kayden Carter. You know what? We're going to settle on this for a minute because Katana Chance and Kayden Carter, they are what you call the ball dropped. Yes, the ball was dropped on Katana Chance and Kayden Carter in more ways than one. Now I'm about to fuck up their previous names, but Casey Catanzaro, and I think the other one was named Lacey or Darcy, whatever. Kate Catanzaro was on the Rock's old Ninja Warriors spinoff show. So they hired her because she was all over the place and she's strong. The other one has a unique look, which I'm going to be honest with you, I never liked. I did not like her look at all. It's not marketable, and I don't care for the contacts. I just don't care for it. Not the tattoos or anything like that. It's just the way she looks just never, it gave filthy. I'm just going to be honest with you. The tattoos and the lip, the earring piercing, I didn't like it. Either way, Chance and Carter have been with the WWE since 2018, and they were former NXT Tag Team Champions and WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Not to mention, I'm not really understanding why they never had those Tag Team Championships longer than they needed to. They got to touch them, and then they took them off. Like, I never got what was the purpose of keeping these women locked in a tag team if you weren't going to do anything with them. The other thing that didn't get over, they were supposed to be party girls. Well, why should I party with them? Was the problem. You didn't make us want to party with them. They came out, they had the other one, Kayden Carter, she dancing, got the hips going. The other one, Katana, is jumping around, and she's like, yeah. Why are we partying? And you're losers. Like, are you on drugs? You didn't give us no backstory. You didn't get us invested in anything with the girls. You just brought them up there and just put them in catering. I don't understand. If anything, they should be the cornerstone of the women's tag team championship scene. Okay? They're actually the only real tag team that you had. Everyone else is thrown together, sewn together. Now they're gone. Terrible. Keanu Carver. So I'm not familiar with Keanu Carver. Now that I'm learning about him, apparently he was very riled up. The WWE star's latest Twitter activity and his recent jib at Roman Reigns took fans by surprise. Keanu Carver sent a bunch of cryptic posts on social media during tonight's release spree and seemingly took a shot at the OTC. It seems NXT star Keanu wasn't happy about all tonight's WWE releases and expressed his frustration on social media. He posted a bunch of cryptic tweets and also apparently had something to say about Roman. And I quote, "These motherfuckers ain't ready for it. They dick-eating these Samoan motherfuckers who think they like that, who be voting for Trump and ain't really like that." Okay, so some of the tweets that are now deleted. Someone said, "Big dog follow back." Shaking my head, pussy is what Carver said. And then they said, "You might be a little too hood for WWE. You type and act like a YN. That's gotta be this gotta be a parody account. And Keanu said these motherfuckers ain't ready. That's when he said they ain't ready for this. And them Samoans doing all that fucking talking, but they vote for Trump and they don't really get down like that. Then he said motherfuckers get mad when I talk my shit. I be keeping shit real and I don't give a fuck. He said, let a motherfucking real one go. Dumb love, as always, love you, brother. Keanu's heartbroken. Then he said, Ray deleted my tweets before I get heat. If you saw them Jones, you saw them. Okay, well, there you go. Looking at Keanu Carver, I don't think they knew how to book this dude. They don't know. They don't know what to do with him. He gives me Hobbs vibes. He gives me, I'm coming in here to eat motherfuckers lunch and you can't even suspend reality because in reality I'm fucking everybody up. That is what he gives. But now he's gone and we'll have to find somewhere else to see what he can give somewhere else. Mensah. Right, I've seen him. I see him on NXT a little bit, not a lot. Mensah, according to his WWE bio, rich in his Ghanaian heritage. Oh, he's from Ghana. Oh, okay. Mensah is a superstar you do not want to miss. Mensah has already made a huge impact in NXT, showcasing his heritage with his ring gear and his attitude. He made an immediate splash with his debut when he defeated Grayson Waller to qualify for the NXT North American Championship ladder match at Halloween Havoc in 2022. Mensah's stock is surely about to soar, especially now that he's joined forces with Norm Dar, Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson to form Metaphor. Oh, I had no fucking idea that was him. So they broke up Metaphor and there's only 2 of them left? Now I'm riled up. God damn it. Wow. Okay, Riley Osborne. Seeing him, he's a part of Chase U, who is now back together. Why did you break them up? To bring up... Let me keep going. That sounds like a Paul Leviskate type shit. I don't think Shawn Michaels had anything to do with that. Riley Osborne, according to his WWE bio, Chase U has a new pupil star, and he's a superstar that you'll want to remember. Riley Osborne starred on NXT Level Up before making a name for herself during the 2023 NXT Men's Breakout Tournament with his amazingly athletic offense as well as his skittily shooting star press. I cannot pronounce that word. Under the tutelage of superstars like Mr. Chase and Duke Hudson, as well as friendships with Thea Hale, Osborne showed flashes of brilliance, but it came to a halt when Mr. Chase was forced to close Chase U after his loss with Ridge Holland. And it's back open and you just expelled the student. Okay, girl. Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler is up here with us older gals, but that don't mean she wasn't useful. That don't mean Shayna wasn't useful. Triple H booked her like a fucking beast. On the NXT, I believe she held that title over 600 days. I believe she monopolized that title, and the only person that was able to take it off of her was Rhea Ripley. Bianca Belair didn't touch that title. Io Sky and Kairi Sane didn't touch that title. Okay? Shayna Baszler, this is the way I remember her coming to the main roster. She bit the back of Becky Lynch's neck. Looked up, blood everywhere. I said, okay, if we're going to go in that direction, I'm all for it. There was a point where we were like, don't you fuck with Shayna Baszler like that, when Vince McMahon had her running away from Lily when Lily was a young doll. Remember Lily was in the room closet with Shayna Baszler? And then she started running from her. And we like, ain't this bitch Miss Martial Arts? Rip that fucking doll head off. Now, Lily's a teenager. So I feel like they could have had another run-in. I would have had Shayna Baszler have another run-in with Lily. And that would have ushered in Alexa Bliss. But that's a different conversation for a different day. And it ain't going to happen because Shayna Baszler's gone. Shayna Baszler said, ain't nobody could do what I could do. And I'm going to show you motherfuckers. Shayna Baszler was what I would consider a very strong stud. She was a part of the stud line, and the only person left is Zoe Starks. Now, I can sit here and speculate the coincidence that the 2 actual lesbians are gone, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt But I'm going to throw it out there. It's just a coinky dinky. So what's going to happen with Zoe Starks? I really don't fucking know. They just cut a promo complaining about not having opportunities. Shayna Baszler said, I could do whatever you want me to do if you give me the fucking opportunity. Only thing I haven't seen Shayna Baszler do is play video games over there on Up, Up, Down, Down and make the soup of the day. That's it. Missed opportunity of a dominant heel that you could have had running through the girls, knocking bitches out, banging bitches' heads up against the wall, banging bitches' heads together. You could have did all kind of shit with Shayna Baszler. I'd had that bitch act like the male version of Undertaker. Have that whole driving all up and through that motherfucker on a goddamn Harley Davidson. Get off the bike. Lola Vice standing right there. Go ahead and headbutt her with the helmet on and bite her in the arm. Please. If I had my own wrestling promotion, it wouldn't even be able to be on network TV. You would have to get a streaming service to see the shit I come up with. Are you kidding? Very unfortunate. Very, very, very huge missed opportunity. I don't give a fuck how old Shayna Baszler is because you got me sitting here looking at old in the face ass AJ Styles. I'm about to watch John Cena and fucking Randy Orton move at 2 miles an hour in the main event on the pay-per-view coming up. So please don't tell me nothing about age. Don't tell me nothing about no fucking age. Shayna Baszler is about to turn 45 years old, but baby, she don't fucking look it. She don't act like it. She don't move like it. So before you say, well, she old, I don't want to fucking hear it. Hang that shit up now. Don't even get my comments with no age. Last but not least, this is the one that everybody's heads are reeling. And I'm going to be real honest with y'all. Because that's all I know how to be. I already said I didn't see it for Dakota Kai. I didn't understand what y'all saw. The crazy part is I had just did that podcast. She was saying that she's benched. She doesn't know why. She loves wrestling. She just want to have a good time. She's in her kitchen showing you her curls. And let me touch on this. I got to. Race, ethnicity, and nationality are 3 different things. And the reason why I had to make that comment in the beginning of the post about the Smashing Machine movie is because I knew y'all was going to do just what I said. You get in the comments and you just give people blackness. And it's tired and it's done. And you did it again with Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai, okay? She's not a white woman. She's Polynesian. That's the race. Okay? She is Samoan, and I know she's from New Zealand, and they call those folks over there Kiwis. But she's of Polynesian descent. There is no African or black, whatever you want to describe it, in her. She has curly hair. There's a girl on TikTok that I follow, and she's 100% from Australia, Australian Native Australian, or what they call Aborigine. And the one thing that separates me from her is her nose is a little bit more wider than mine, because a lot of those Aborigines, they're basically made for their climate. Only thing that separated me from that girl, her name was Stephanie too, by the way, was her nose was a little wider. If me and her walked up and down the street, you wouldn't know who was black or what. That woman was a whole nother ethnicity from me. By race standards, we were both black women. She was the same skin tone as me. We had the same hair and everything. By race standards, we're black women because that's how stupid race is. But a lot of Polynesians and Micronesians, they don't have African ancestry in them. I know it sounds crazy. But we didn't come up with the race classifications. It's not rooted in science, okay? So I just want to point that out. No, Dakota Kai is not or has any black in her. Her hair is just curly. That's it. Soul Ruka's half black. There you go. You happy? Now you got somebody you could go over and say, Soul Ruka's half black. Look. Great. I see you and tell you got Irish ancestry. A whole lot of the shit flowing through my veins. Am I white now? Because if I am, can someone please give me my card? I would like it today. With that being said, I never seen it for Dakota Kai. Never seen it for her. Didn't get the gimmick. She just gave me bubbly, like a Japanese anime girl, like the kawaii. Remember when I talked about oh my goodness. Her and Zelina Vega have their own YouTube channel. And it's just Zelina is leaning into this whole biker chick, fucking, like Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome type shit. And Dakota Kai is the more okay, with the peace sign and her tongue out, and she's got like one leg up, and she's like, yeah, like that type of aesthetic. And it just never caught on to me. Not to mention, she always injured. She's just always injured. That's why everybody was like, well, she injured. She's like, I'm not injured. They're just not doing nothing with me. She got put in damage control. Damage control is always going to be an interesting time because Bayley started it. She brought the girls back, right? Because remember, Dakota Kai was a rehire. Brought the girls back and brought them together. Then Bayley and the girls broke up. Dakota Kai became some sort of a mouthpiece. Then toward the end, Dakota Kai started mixing it up with Lyra Valkyria. I'm thinking she gonna get the IC title. We all thought she was gonna be getting the IC title, and then they just moved away from her and enter Becky Lynch. Cause y'all could call Becky Lynch what you want, but Lyra Valkyria is Becky Lynch's project. That's her bitch. And she said she gonna get this bitch over by hook or crook. And if that means stepping over hoes, then that's what she's gonna do. So really, the only last person in damage control is Io Sky. And when Kairi Sane comes back with her non-wrestling ass, that is the team. Damage control is Dakota Kai, is these fucking names, shall. Damage control is Kairi Sane and Io Sky. Now, if Asuka comes back, I don't want Asuka in damage control. I want her to be by herself, but that's not what we're talking about. So I'm gonna just really kind of wrap this up. I never saw it for Dakota Sky. I understand Dakota Kai. I know everybody's riled up about this, but I think they were a little bit more impactful stars that were let go. Dakota Kai is young. She's only 28. I had no idea. I did not know she was 28. She got a lot of people on board with her Intercontinental Championship run and things of that nature, but I just never saw it for her. I'm gonna leave it right there. That's pretty much it right now. If anything else comes up, then we're gonna discuss it. So if you made it this far, I would like you to give me your opinions and all of the things that we do, and I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.